Hey guys, welcome to Roll Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, it's another day of rolling reactions today, and we're finally getting around to Minnesota's finest. We're watching some Chris Farmer sections today. It's gonna be good. So it's hard to choose which sections of Chris Farmer's to watch because he has so many amazing sections. He's been in the sport for so long. So I think the best way to do this is maybe look at his career over the course of his Mindgame sections. So Chris Farmer originally produced his section in Words, which is maybe one of the most well-known sections in rollerblading history. From there, we'll transition into his section in Bang, and then lastly, we'll recap it with his final section that he produced for Mindgame as a company, and that was the section in Accidental Machines. So we'll check out all three of those sections today, and we're gonna look at some vintage, original Chris Farmer skating, and it's gonna be something to witness. Let's check it out. So we're starting off with Chris Farmer's section in Words, and this is an iconic section. This song is definitely on all my playlists, and when I think of this song, all I see are the tricks, because I've watched this millions of times. So a lot of people I know look back at this as like the golden era of rollerblading style. It was kind of that hip-hop baggy style, and Chris Farmer pulled it together better, I think, than any other rollerblader. I've skated that rail before. That's a fun one. I didn't jump in off of a giant plank, though, that's for sure. So it looks like all these clips were filmed during Chris Farmer's days riding rollerblade when they had the TRS series. Trivia question for all of you Chris Farmer fans out there. In the comments below, mention all of the different companies that Chris Farmer has skated for, all the skates, in chronological order. If you can do that, I'll be really impressed. That drop rail is really scary in person. It's at the University of Minnesota. Like how he grinds through the 90 degrees of that kink. I think he hops the last one. Yeah. You know, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Chris Farmer cess slides in the last few profiles that he's put out, but he used to do those all of the time. And he did them really well. His one in Adventures in Rollerblading is the one that comes to mind. He like cess slides under a rail. Alley-oop fish. I like the symmetry of that line, how he had like the Macchio one-footed grind and then the alley-oop fish one-footed grind. I don't know, it's just kind of an OCD thing. I like it when bladers do lines and they kind of stick to the same trick. This makes no sense. The back pud slide. And then the forward pud slide. Classic Minnesota spot here. This is Valley View. They got pulled out recently, replaced with different rails. Oh man, rail goes right into the street. I don't know. He's making all these tricks look way too easy. Like this, he does the alley-oop top acid regular and switch. Here comes the long true topsoul. And then we'll do it switch. I mean, Chris Farmer's really done everything that there is to do in rollerblading. It's no wonder he's into the more creative style street skating now. He's got to find a challenge somehow, and maybe it's alley-oop negative citric acid down a wall rail. Chris Farmer. So I believe he actually had two parts to his section in Words. We're just going to look at that one. I'm going to load up the next section, though, and that's going to be his section in Bang, the next of the Mindgame videos. All right, so right away from this one, you're gonna feel a very different style, especially tonally with the music, with the clothing. And I remember this section, this whole video got a lot of hate when it first came out. There's a lot of people detracting from it because it wasn't what they were expecting. The style like spin to win tricks, the style of baggy clothes. It kind of took everybody by surprise because the internet wasn't as prevalent with tricks and with people posting clips to message boards and to Facebook and other social medias. They just didn't exist. But how can you not like this kicked out rocket backslide? Yeah, so one of the other things that was unique about this video is lines weren't really as common in videos back then. It didn't really focus on the consistency of a rollerblader, but more so just the high-level tricks that could be dropped in single clips. So I think this is one of the places where Chris Farmer really influenced rollerblading, was by having that level of technicality and consistency on display in a skate video. Love this trick. Through the kink, he gets the grabbing. This is just crazy to me. I would never try that. Nope. I wonder if he hit the window ever on that. For those of you guys skating windowsill ledges, has anybody ever had any accident or kicked the window or broken the glass? Let me know. That's always my fear of seeing spots like that. He's being birthed out of water with candles. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit creepy. But I mean, when you can top tea kettle like that, you can do what you want. So for those of you that haven't answered my question from earlier about all the different skate sponsors that Chris has skated for, we see that he's currently riding Shadows at this point, but I know there were at least one other, maybe two other intermediary skates that he rode in between those two. Again, see if you can put them together chronologically in the comment section. This trick is terrifying. That's exactly why. It's like a reverse high jump, hurdles. Ooh, and then the curb almost got him. See, if the rail doesn't get you, it's gonna be the curb. Now guys, I'll admit, when I first saw this section, I felt pretty disappointed. And I don't know if it was this section or so much the video. It just wasn't what I was expecting at the time. And I was one of those people that was into the baggy style, sort of the hip hop genre of rollerblading. Looking back at this though, I can definitely appreciate it. I think it was far more innovative than what we were ready for at the time. The creative spots, the interesting variations with the grabs and the spins, and some of that stuff that makes the skating more interesting. Like this, like 360 med spin in, then rewind. People just weren't doing things like that back in the day. And so I think it didn't really strike a chord with modern rollerblading until a couple years after this video came out. That's one of the things about Chris though, is he's always been an innovator in rollerblading, and he's always been like at least a couple years ahead of the game. And even when you look at his skating today, you can tell that he's got the whole package. He can do all the ridiculous negative tricks, he can still do the spin tricks. He can jump higher than probably anybody I've ever seen. That was really cool. It's grinding up the chain of the, like a bridge. Yeah, use the whole edge, Chris. Let no part go to waste. There's that switch in regular again. Ooh. He did that left-footed earlier on in the video. I didn't notice that until this watching. Very famous rail right there. Mute grab into true spin sole. That was really clean too. Yeah, this is another trick I would skip. That's too high to jump over. And then roll down. Nice work, Chris. A lot of ways that could have gone wrong, too. All right, we've got one more mind game section to go. We're going to end up on his accidental machine section. So let me get that loaded, and we'll take a look at Chris Farmer's last opportunity to ride for a full profile with Mind Game. 1 second. All right, one more Chris Farmer section. Accidental machines. So in all three of these sections, Chris Farmer has had like an entirely different music selection. We started off with something that was a little bit more hip-hop alternative-ish with Hands on the Bible. I'm not sure what that last song was, but it was definitely kind of an emo sort of selection. It's a little more fast-paced. I like the variety, though. Okay, that would be terrifying. Too long to fall on that, Sweaty. By the way, guys, Sweaty is officially the most dangerous grind that you can do. If you disagree with me and you think there's a more dangerous trick to do, especially on ledges, leave me a comment on that, because I'm convinced that Sweaty, most difficult, most dangerous, it's kind of that dark, shadowy place in The Lion King. You should never go there. Okay, that spot looks sweet. I want to go there. I think we're definitely seeing the evolution in the type of skate spots that Chris skates. We started out with a lot of the traditional Minnesota spots. His next video involves some lines, some more unique type of obstacles to skate. Now here we're getting things that I would look at and not even see a skate spot in, and Chris Farmer is seeing, you know, gap into the giant platform, or gap over a water fountain. Nope. Too deadly. That was sweet. Street transfer. It's a C for Chris Farmer. It's not his grade, though. Trust me, I'm a teacher. If he was getting a grade, he'd be getting an A. A+ if they're available. You know, I've been watching Chris Farmer skate ever since the beginning, since I'm from Minnesota. And to this day, I don't even know what switch and regular for him anymore. It just all kind of mingles together. I don't think he has a switch. Okay, that was sick. That was a lot to throw at us in just a short time. Ledge roll to fakie, slow down in the grass. Zero back royale. I can appreciate that. How? How does that make sense? He's so good. Jeez, I haven't watched this section in years. I forgot just how good this is. I remember this. Ooh. Fast slide master. I think it was VG19 that had the really long fast slide from Chris Farmer in it. Is that a hard spin negative mistrial? Sorry, guys, I'm kind of speechless now. That's a cool parking garage. All right, well. And into the bank. That'd be scary. Watch out for the water. I mean, I guess you could just go through it too. You already landed the trick. You don't have to do it again, so wet wheels don't matter then. Wow. Well. All right, guys, this was Chris Farmer's section in Bang. Or sorry, that one was Accidental Machines. Those were all of his mind game sections, the 3. And wow, it's been a while for me seeing those, and what a trip down memory lane that was. Anyway, guys, shout out to Chris Farmer. He's been doing such amazing things for this sport. He's literally pushed the progression of the sport. He's pushed the boundaries of style. He's pushed the boundaries of trick selection, variety, and he's been a consummate innovator ever since the beginning. So we owe a lot in the rollerblading community to you, Chris, and we hope that you have a long and successful career here on out, even though you have already. With that in mind, I want to quickly do a shout out to the supporters that are making rollerblading happen. If you guys can help support the companies that are supporting us, ultimately it's going to make us all stronger if we can stand together. Remember to stay safe, guys, stay healthy out there, and do some rollerblading. I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, and that's going to do it for today's episode. Peace, and we'll see you next time.